Welcome back to another episode of the Cricket Report. It's the final one of the World Cup, and you know, despair, unfortunately, for an Indian fan like me and yourself. Obviously, we congratulate Australia for playing well in the final, and they've shown the mental fortitude to take home uh, and play the big games when it matters. But unfortunately, just a difficult pill to swallow. What do you think, Jigs?
Yeah, like I said, firstly, congratulations Australia on their sixth World Cup. I thought they came back really well after the first two games, which they lost. People counted them out, but you never count Australia out. Um, just the way they played, like from the start, will start from the toss. Cummins calling tails, winning the toss, electing to bowl. A lot of experts were very surprised. People laughed at the decision, but again, he read the pitch very well. And the slowness of the pitch, Australia used that perfectly in that first innings. So
Yeah,
I thought they got their tactics pretty spot on there.
yeah. I think I'm gonna go a different way and say that I think India really misread the game situation. Like you say that Cummins got the call correctly, but Rohit Sharma was going very well, and on another day, if he stayed in, if he didn't play that shot to Glenn Maxwell, if that brilliant catch wasn't taken, India were 80 for 1 after 10. And the slowness of the pitch would have just helped Rohit Sharma to explode from that point. So it's like on the day, different decisions. Yes, the Aussies did bowl well, and they restricted India 240, never a big enough total. I think 330 was what was required to make it an interesting chase. But India just went into their shell, and you know they didn't play. The most disappointing thing is that they didn't play the cricket or the brand of cricket that they were playing throughout the whole tournament that got them to this point. And they decided to take a very cautious approach, which is what lost them the semi-final in the T20 World Cup last year in Australia. It's what's lost them multiple finals in the past, and again, it's come back. Um, the beauty of this Indian side was that they were playing fearless cricket. Rohit Sharma was going out, setting the tone, and all the other batsmen were also attacking, and that's what India was doing well. And suddenly, in this match, they decided to not continue with that approach, and I think that really ended up biting them in the back, uh, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they pulled the handbrake, as you say. Like after Rohit Sharma went away, we spoke about intent when we were chatting on WhatsApp together.
Mhm.
We spoke about no intent. If you look at overs number 11 to 40, two
Yeah,
boundaries been scored in a World Cup final. That's not good enough. Again, KL Rahul batting at a strike rate of 60. That's
yeah,
not good enough. You still we understand that the pitch is slow, but you still need to assess it. It's a final.
yes,
You
exactly,
might have to take some chances. You have
exactly.
if you don't take your chances, you don't know what's going to happen. And
Yeah,
in the end, it was like nothing because none of he couldn't. The thing is, if you're a batter and you score 60 of 100 balls, you're expected to capitalize in the next 30 balls and score probably 40, 50, and then make it into a big ton, like how
exactly.
Kohli batted. So I think that approach was a bit timid, I would say, and lack
Yes.
of it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the point I'm going to make, which is that it's all good and well to, you know, s- get your team into a position to explode. And that's what I was thinking when Rohit Sharma and then Shreyas Iyer got out in quick succession. Okay, it was fine for Rahul and Kohli to rebuild the innings, maybe till over 20, maybe till over 25, and they should have attacked in the next 25 overs. But the attack never got going. Kohli uncharacteri- uncharacteristically playing on, um, and same with Rahul. I felt like the shots that they both got out on, it's almost like defensive strokes and strokes where you're not really going to get much of a reward, but there's more of a risk element into it. So both of them should have, I felt, if you're going to go down, at least go down attacking the ball. And Kohli and Rahul, especially, they both went down just poking at a ball or just being tentative, not really showing the class that they are as players.
Yeah, if you look at the 10 over splits, if you look at the middle 20 overs, they had like 35 and about, I think, 37. So
Yeah,
within 20 overs, you're scoring about what, 75 runs, which is
yeah,
3.5, just over that. Again,
exactly,
it shows nothing. Like you let Pat Cummins rotate all his bowlers. His
exactly,
his fifth bowler, which was the three spinners and the part timers, they went for about 47.
exactly.
It's not good enough.
No, and that's the thing. Even Mitchell Marsh was coming on, and he was going for three and over, four and over. When
Yeah,
Mitchell Marsh comes on, he needs to go for 15. You know, you have to show Pat Cummins that you can't just bowl anything. And to be completely honest, as well as people say that the Aussies were bowling, Mitchell Stark was going for 30 runs off his first 5 overs. He wasn't bowling particularly well. Hazelwood also went for quite a few runs off his first 5 overs. He wasn't bowling particularly well either. Pat Cummins was bowling decently, but the rest of the bowlers were bowling nothing. So to go completely into your shell and be so scared to play, and that's what it looked like. It was like a fear of failure. That
yeah,
ended up resulting in India's failure. Nobody ever got going, and nobody was being aggressive. And when Jadeja and Sky came in, for example, they were still taking quick singles, and that's the kind of thing you need to do. And Rahul and Kohli were just stuck. They weren't taking quick singles. They weren't hitting boundaries. They were being so tentative but overly cautious. And they just have way more skill than to do that. They're skilled enough to take the chances and pull them off.
yeah. I thought on the other side, if you talk Australia, they fielded really well. They've
Yeah,
saved about 25, 30 runs. It just makes a huge difference. They were up for it, while
exactly.
India, their past woes in the past. I think from 2011 they haven't won an
Yeah,
ICC trophy. 12
yeah,
in drought. It's about 8 knockout matches where you haven't won. So that means that tells you that they don't have the know-how of winning a game. They may
exactly.
have the skills. They're good in the leagues. They're good in the bilaterals. But when
Yeah.
it comes to the crunch situations, you got to step up. And don't no one really showed up. Even if you look at the bowling, like even the wickets they got, the first three wickets, the first two were chased wide ones,
Hmm.
Adrenaline, Asher, and Warner.
Yeah.
That's not a proper wicket to get. Like you don't get wickets that way. You've seen
Hmm.
Shami try and swing the ball and nip the ball off with
Yeah.
the seat. There was nothing there. And
Yeah.
Steve Smith was the LBW was outside off stump, which he failed to review. So
Exactly.
not like India got the wickets as well with the bowling. If we move on to that,
No. And that's the most confusing thing is today we've been praising Rohit Sharma's captaincy throughout the tournament, but I remember watching the game and as soon as the spinners came on, I felt from there his captaincy dropped off completely. You know, 40 for
yeah,
3 and defending a score of 240. The first thought in your mind should be, we've got an opening here. Let's drive this home. Let's smash that door open. We've got a little bit of an opening. But the spinners came on. He set the easiest field, to Travis Head. His easiest shot and most comfortable shot is to rock on the back foot and play through the point region. And that was open for a single. And same on the leg side. And for Marnus Labuschagne, the easy little flick off the legs and straight down the ground. Both of those singles were open. So the spinners could get no pressure going. Even Travis Head, he in the first few overs against Jadeja, he missed one, got hit on the pads on one, and that's because he was trying to still understand the wicket, go over the top. But once you start giving easy singles, 5 and over, 4 and over with no risk, any good batsman is just going to be able to take that and just roll with it. They don't need to take any risks. They don't have to use their brain. Um, they only needed four and over to win the game. So I think poor captaincy for the first time this tournament from Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, even if you've just touched upon the spinners, I'll go with the fast bowlers. You can see like Shami, even for Gujarat Titans, he's never been able to bowl with a new ball. He's always
Yeah,
the first change. That's when he's the most effective. And then
exactly.
Siraj, you open the bowling for about 10 games, and now you tell him to take a back seat. So again,
Yeah,
that doesn't show me as if I'm Siraj, it doesn't show me as the captain believes in me, even though the
exactly.
score is less.
Yeah,
So, and again, his key is swinging the ball. Shami's key is to seam the ball. So he got that wrong way around. He opened with
exactly.
Shami.
Yeah, and that's the
So
thing which India always does, which I never understand. I don't think it's a fact of India don't have the temperament to play big matches because they play IPL, they play tense test matches, they play tense games. All of those players have been in pressure situations. But for some reason, in every knockout game that India lose, they always shift their strategy to something
yeah,
that they've never done before, right? Against New Zealand, they won because they took their same strategy. They batted hard, got 400 runs nearly, and they kept the same bowling energy, and they ended up winning the game. But against Australia, they shifted their bowling strategy, like you said, Shami Siraj switching around. And also with their batting, they've completely different batting strategy. So I think all congrats to Australia for winning the World Cup, but I think India really served it up on a platter. It was a very boring final to watch, unfortunately, because there was no fight. There was no fight from the Indian team.
even from the bowling, you look at the lines they're bowling. They're trying to they're trying to get wickets. Every ball will not get you a wicket. You got to
Exactly.
first plan on how to get this wicket.
Yeah.
You got to first keep the balls in the right area.
Yeah.
They're just going for the kill, thinking like every
Yeah.
ball. They're adrenaline. They weren't thinking uh,
Exactly.
positively. They were thinking, oh, the crowd's here, we're going
Yeah.
on top. But then again, you got to work on your skill first. Your skill
Exactly.
will bring you.
Exactly. And it's like you want to bowl balls that the batsman doesn't want. Travis Head's two shots or a slash outside the off stump and pull shot and a smash down the ground. He can't play the ball when it's on the off stump. Why would you not bowl it on the off stump? Every one of Travis Head's boundaries were either on the ground through mid on, cut through point,
Or midway.
or India for some reason kept on giving him short pitch bowling, which they did in the World Test Championship final and which they did here. Why are you giving Travis Head the two shots that he can play? Why are you not giving him the shots he can? And he was even jumping around at the start of his innings. Like he was not comfortable at all. I just think India completely dropped the ball.
Again, he's more of a, if we look at a coaching perspective, he's more of like a player with hands. He uses his
Exactly.
hands so much. Again, that
Exactly.
tells you can't bowl short to someone like that. You got to
Yeah.
tuck him fourth or fifth stump, try and get him to drive,
Yeah.
get him to move that front foot. And
Exactly. Nick him off. And the same thing with the spin bowlers, bowl full, get him to drive, open up the bat pat gap. Same with Kuldeep, bowl on the off stump, get it to spin away, get him to drive.
yeah,
I just felt, yeah, like you said, it just the skills weren't on show and they didn't back their skills. They were trying to go for the kill every ball, and this is cricket though. Some days, off day. I think if we played the final again, or if we had a best of three series for the final, India would win it. Hands down. But unfortunately, on the day, bad day in the office, they didn't stick to their game plans. And congratulations to Australia for sticking to their strength and doing what they do well.
I think Manas Labuschagne, just a bit of praise for him, the way he just handled that situation when Steve Smith got out.
Mm,
Although he's batting at a strike rate of 52, you could see there was a clear role there.
yeah,
Travis had attacks, Manas Labuschagne anchors,
yeah,
and again, he was given too many easy singles, and that's
exactly.
why it made it extremely easy there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, lots of cricket to look forward to. We'll be back reviewing normal games as well. But heartbreak for India in this World Cup. Congratulations to Australia again. But I mean, now we have a T20 series with Australia. Let's see who comes
Yeah.
out on top. But that's signing out for the World Cup. Thanks for joining us for all these games. And that's me signing out with the Cricket Report.
No worries. Thank you, guys. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you. We'll see you on the next one.